Winter is already around the corner, so it's time to get a bit more cozy and comfortable. And it's time to take out our blankets and begin our conversations today. So, the other day I came across this list that was entitled 10 Simple Rules for Better Life. And I would lie if I said that it was something groundbreaking or something unexpected for me. Well, in fact, it was unexpected, but it was simple. That's why it was unexpected for me. All of the information that I was reading previously or I watched about was really intricate and really not so simple to implement in our daily life. However, these 10 rules are so ubiquitous and so simple that everybody can implement this. They're so simple that everyone can manage them. It made me wonder why we don't follow these rules already. After reading this article, I thought to myself, well, what if these rules aren't exactly rules? What if they are a blueprint for our lives? How we are supposed to live in a true way without any complex tough difficulties, just a simple, understandable way. So today I would like to break down this for you, little by little, one by one, with a little bit of science, personal experience, some stories, and of course, techniques, how you can restructure, transform your life with this blueprint or rules, whatever you would like to call them. So let's begin. Okay, let's start with deep work. You probably heard this term before, probably from Cal Newport, that made it term famous. But have you ever tried doing this by yourself in your real life? What was the last time you gave this task your full, undivided attention? No notifications, no multitasking, just focus. What was the last time that you were doing this task, this project alone, like without any distractions at all, just focusing on this one single task? Like, literally, ask yourself, when was the last time you did this? A year ago? 2 years ago? Probably you haven't even done this yet. And so, why are you waiting? For what? It won't start by itself. It's you who have to do this. Here is the thing, our brains love deep work, love focus, and locking in on the tasks. It's how we enter the state of flow, where the time disappears and we get to do our most creative work because we are addicted to this deep work. And the most difficult part from all of this is to start. I remember when I first decided that, well, I should try to work for 1 hour or study for 1 hour without interruptions, without taking my phone and looking for notification that I got from a friend or from a family member or watching the weather forecast, but instead focusing on this one project that I had. My first problem that I got, and it was the scariest one, was the start of this project. I was scared that I would fail or something would go wrong, and I simply thought that it would be a nice idea if I just won't do this at all. But instead, I sabotaged myself in the future by not doing this thing. Instead, I should have started this one. And after several hours, this is exactly what I did. And I'm so grateful for starting this one. Believe me, after you started, well, for 5-15 minutes you will feel uncomfortable. It's like warming up yourself. But After this 5-15 minutes uncomfortable state, you will get in the flow of work. I promise you, it will become addictive to you. Neuroscience shows that deep work strengthens your neural pathways, making you smarter and more focused on the work that you're doing. When I carve out even 1 hour of this deep work, I feel weirdly accomplished, like I moved the needle in the right direction and I actually moved closer to my goal. And it's not just the sensation, because it is a real thing. It is a reality. Like, I really did something important to my future. You may ask me, how can I do this consistently? Like, yes, I can do this one day, but then I'm pretty much prone to skip it for a week, for a month, and then you simply forget about this activity. Make it non-negotiable. Block the time in your calendar like it's a meeting with your future self, while in fact it is. Okay, let's move on to the next one. And this one hit me hard. Let's be honest. We all do this, and even unconsciously when we do not realize it. You finally feel proud of something, whether it's finishing your project, or starting this workout schedule, or simply the day that you had. You hop in on your Instagram feed and you see all of these ideal, perfect pictures of other people. You start comparing yourself unconsciously, and you decide that you did not do enough today, you're a failure, and you get back into this cycle. And all of your work that you did today is a complete waste because you simply turn on the social media feed. But honestly, comparison is a thief of joy, as they like to say it, and there is a science behind this. Research shows that social comparison triggers this part of the brain called anterior cingulate cortex that is linked to produce feelings of inadequacy. The solution you want to hear? Gratitude, journaling. Even though it sounds mundane things, you probably didn't do this before, and it's time to start doing this because it's literally gonna change your way how you approach social comparison. You won't approach it. You simply abandon it, and it is really truly the best way to tackle this. So next time you're catching yourself comparing to someone else, to someone else's life, sit for a moment and just breathe. Take a pause. Understand that it is their life, not yours. Why should you compare yourself to others if you're not connected with their life in no way? You have to live your life. You have to stand on your own, and you have to create a game for yourself, not for others. It sounds a bit cheesy, I know, but try it and you will feel the difference, I promise you. The moment I have understood this clearly is when I watched a video of some celebrities, I don't know, on a walk or something like this, and I watched a video of their life, and I thought, I'm spending my energy, my attention to simply watching as another person lives their life. I don't want this. I can channel this energy into my work, into my projects, into my future self. But instead, I channel this into watching some videos that do not give me any benefits. Well, I don't think that I want to spend my life like this. You know this feeling when life just throws at you a big, massive problem that you don't know how to solve? Well, you can think of it as not this big humongous problem, but instead as a puzzle for yourself. A big problem is quite a few of small problems. Psychologists call this chunking, and it's amazing. It's a brilliant idea. Why? Well, because why should you tackle this big task that you don't even know how to approach if you can chunk it into tiny steps and try to complete this one tiny step? In this way, you will get closer to your goal, but you won't feel overwhelmed. And instead, you actually will be able to at least start doing these big tasks. In this way, you trick your brain to stay motivated. Why? Because every single tiny accomplishment that you accomplish triggers this dopamine hit, and this will keep you motivated to achieve other and other and other goal that you have. A small story from my life. When I decided to start learning a programming language, my first programming language, I didn't know how to approach this because there were so many resources and I didn't know what was the best one for me. I just couldn't understand where I supposed to start. And so I was just simply overwhelmed with information. Even though I had a lot of it, I didn't know where was I supposed to start. And so I decided that, well, I should chunk this big problem that I have into tiny steps. And I succeeded in it pretty much. My first task was watching this tutorial on Python. Then my second one was creating this simple game. I don't know, rock, paper, scissors or something like this. Then learning about some frameworks, learning about web development, and step by step, I found my niche that I am pretty much interested in. And like this, I kept up my interest in programming and coding. This one is my favorite because, let's be real, how many times have we chased the goal that we thought we'll be happy when we reached it, when in fact we felt miserable and exhausted in the end? And you actually already won, regardless the result. There is a science behind this, and it's called the progress principle. We are at the happiest point when we are in the progress, not at the end goal. I hear this one all the time, especially in the circles surrounding me. I'm too old, it's too late for me to learn, I don't have enough abilities to learn this because I'm too old. Well, it's all lie. Research shows that human brain is insanely adaptable, and the fact that we have neuroplasticity, the ability of your brain to change, is a proof that you are able to learn in any age. Of course, with age, as you get older, it becomes a bit more difficult for you to learn, but it's still possible to master this skill, to learn this programming language, to learn this foreign language, to start cooking, creating, painting, playing this musical instrument. The problem is that do you really want this, or you simply are able to give excuses? Because if you really want to learn this one, you will be able to do this. This one doesn't need much explanation. If something, whether it's your job, your career, your relationships, or even your habits, are draining your mental health, they are not worth it. Period. Your mental health is a foundation for everything surrounding you in your life. You can have a career, you can be a millionaire, you can be whatever you want in life, you can achieve everything you ever wanted, but if your physical and mental health are in trouble, well, you don't need anything but your health. We all know that goals are important, but they are important when we focus not on the long-term potential. Especially we love to focus on the end goal without a roadmap. The key is to break down this goal into daily, weekly, or monthly changes, or to-dos. Behavioral science proves that small, consistent steps towards your goals will be able to make you closer to this goal. For example, if you want to run a marathon, don't focus on 42 kilometers, but instead on every single kilometer that you're training for. Motivation is like a sugar rush, it comes and goes. What truly keeps you consistent are systems. Think of systems as habits on autopilot. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, says that you don't rise to the level of your goals, but instead you fall to the level of your systems. For example, if you want to start reading consistently daily, Try to keep this book somewhere near your room, near your bed, or near your table or desk. Overthinking? Well, your brain wasn't designed to keep every single meeting, project, idea, to-do list, everything in itself. Writing things down, whether it's journaling, brainstorm, or simply dumping the ideas on the paper, will alleviate the brain from another problems or to try cramming everything inside of here. Studies have shown that writing down your projects, your ideas on the paper will alleviate the fear and make you more calmer. Try this one. Grab a notebook or a paper and simply start writing. It doesn't really have to be pretty or some aesthetic. Just simply dump your ideas and your thoughts on the paper. You will feel much more alleviated. And finally, the last one. The hard truth is every yes that you say to someone, you're saying no to something more important. Psychologists call this decision fatigue. The more decisions you make, the worse your abilities to prioritize become. And that's it for this video. 10 rules for a better, simple life. If you want to master them all, that's great. But there is no way you will be able to master them all in one day. Try to focus on one rule at a time. Focus on one rule this week and see whether something changed in your life. If you want to know how to overcome the fear of failure, break the overthinking cycle, start living finally, and simply become more confident, you can check out my other videos on this YouTube channel that are specially created for you. And as always, I prepared a free downloadable guide that you can get in the descriptions down below. It contains a summary of this video, a free calendar tracker to track your progress, and some additional tips that are not mentioned in this video. If you really did like this video, please subscribe to my channel, give your opinions in the comments down below, give me your thumbs up, and I really want to see you in my next videos. Goodbye.